I wasted 1 year's worth of weekends because I procrastinated 1 year's worth of weekends because I kept procrastinating my start date. Weekends are sacred to a working person because as someone who works full-time throughout the week, it is so hard to just get a single thing done because we're very much like on the go of like dinner, kids, and trying to manage the house and cleaning and cooking and all the things. So being able to have my weekends to be able to catch up on chores and spend time with family, I also utilize it to catch up on my goals, because while I can't do everything during the week, the weekends are just as important. And the thing is about working full time is that because we have all of our time is taken up working, and then the afternoon is a lot more about like recovery and trying to recover for the next day. The weekends we're also just recovering from the week of trying to catch up on chores, trying to do laundry, trying to go to the grocery store, and spending time and having these hobbies and all that stuff. So maybe going after your goals and like spending time, taking time away for your weekends to be able to catch up on that may not be something that you're willing to sacrifice. And I wasted at least 1 year's worth of weekends because I kept procrastinating my start date on my goals. And my hopes and dreams of becoming a full-time content creator just kept being pushed out because I kept saying I'll just start next weekend. When the next weekend would come, the exact same routine I would have of I'll start next weekend. I just never had the time, and I would just be right back to my old routine. And at one point last year, my goal just kept getting shoved in my face every time I tried to tell myself that I was okay without it. But I couldn't lie to myself anymore. I really wanted this for myself. So what did I end up shifting? The comfort in my old routine wasn't comfortable anymore. I felt more guilt, resentment, and regret for the things that I wasn't doing. I decided to lock in on my content creation, changed my mindset, and I have never looked back. So come this year, I was able to go to 2 content creator events, receive PR, and even make my first brand deal, all while not even having 1K followers on here, only because I showed up consistently. The way to change your life is the way that you view your weekends. I've completely shifted how I plan for my week, how I prepare my week, and how I utilize my weekends as not a day only to just catch up on my chores and all my house stuff, but also building up my future so that I don't have to be in this kind of rat race of going to work, doing all the things, and then coming back home. Like, I am trying to better my life, and this year is going to be no different from last year. In fact, it's going to be a lot more better because I'm going to be so much more locked in for this upcoming season, for the spring season. So if you want to change your life around and you want to be just as locked in and stop wasting your weekends, then in today's video, I'm going to show you how to stop wasting your time by how to plan out your weekends better, how to beat procrastination before it happens, and how to stay committed to your goals this year. So if you guys are new here, my name is Geraldine. I make videos all about goal setting, productivity, and procrastination. So if that's the type of content you love to consume, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I am at Geraldine Silva. So let's go ahead and get started with today's video. So number 1, how to plan out your weekends better. Have you ever told yourself that this weekend was going to be the weekend you catch up on everything you have been procrastinating? You're finally going to read the book that you checked out. You're finally going to clean out your closet and take all the clutter that's in there. Or that you're finally going to go on that hike that you had told yourself that you were going to try one day. There are good intentions in your words, because it sounds like you have the desire to do these things, but for whatever reason it just doesn't end up happening and it gets pushed back to another weekend. So to have a better weekend, you have to plan out your weekdays better. It starts on your weekdays. The best days are the ones that we prepare for days ahead. So the best days ahead of us are the ones that we know what to expect, have everything prepped, and we can execute with no problem. So how can we have this type of seamless execution where we can simply do what we need to without no worries whatsoever? So it starts with the idea of something. Let's say you want to start saving money and come the weekend, you spend more than what you make. So what should we start doing? So we're going to start by analyzing all the things you end up spending on the weekend. What are the barriers? What are the things that you hit during the weekend that is stopping you from saving money? So let's say it's I eat out on the weekends. There is no structure. I'm not eating at home more often. I'm getting invited to brunch. I'm getting invited to lunch. I'm getting invited to dinner. It's like I can't stop myself from making food. I can't stop myself from spending on food. Or maybe it's shopping. Maybe come the weekend you're like, I want to go to the mall. I want to go to Marshall's. I want to go to TJ Maxx. I want to go shopping. Or maybe it's buying all that unnecessary junk that you don't need on Amazon. Maybe you do a lot of more online shopping because you just have more time on your hands to just scroll on Amazon and just bulk order everything that you wish to have, but in reality serves you no purpose once it's actually in your home. In order to get started on our weekend, we have to think 10 steps ahead. So if your goal is to stop spending so much money and to pay off your debt, what you're going to do during your week is that if you're spending more money on the weekend, then you're going to analyze, okay, what am I spending my money on? Eating out, shopping, and buying unnecessary junk. Okay, so what do we need to do during the week so that come the weekend we stop eating out? Maybe it's creating a meal plan. Maybe and prepping your food so that you have stuff to eat for the weekend. Maybe it's having a stocked up fridge so you're not wanting to eat out. Maybe you'll have enough food to last you for the entire week, and you can actually go through your cupboards and you're like, wow, I actually have a lot of food in here that I can make. There's a lot of food in here. There's a lot of good food that I can make here. There's no reason for me to go out and buy Chick-fil-A. There's no reason for me to go out and go to a restaurant and sit down, because of everything that I need here to make that. And if it's shopping, then one thing that I helped like kick that curve is that I started by reorganizing everything and making everything a lot more aesthetically pleasing. Because one thing that I realized about my shopping is that I kept buying stuff to help me feel like I had a more aesthetic home. Like I would buy a little decor stuff and whatnot, but then I came to realize, I'm like, you know what, maybe instead of buying all this unnecessary junk, maybe I should just clear out the clutter that I do have and just figure out how to make my own space aesthetically pleasing so that I can actually enjoy the things that I have, instead of having to go out and buy aesthetically pleasing stuff to fill into my home. But then it just becomes a whole cycle because nothing looks aesthetically pleasing because everything is cluttered. So I started spending more time just like reorganizing my home and making it exactly how I've always wanted it to look like. And that is creating so much more of, that has helped me so much cut down on how much I spend on the weekend, because then I don't have to get that serotonin from shopping. I can get it from reorganizing and looking at my stuff and just seeing how beautiful things look in my closet without needing to go to the stores and see how beautiful things are over there. This is how you start to think ahead of the game, by creating a plan that's so strategic that you won't even have the chance to decide to make that bad habit. Another thing, let's say, is you are trying to have a business. How do we think 10 steps ahead when it comes to the weekend? Let's say it's you wanting to create a business. How can we help ourselves create more of a seamless execution so that we can lock into us promoting our business, generating followers and creating more content for online. Like, how can we help ourselves be able to promote our business, to actually have that business? What barriers do you have during the weekend that's stopping you from being able to do all of that? Maybe it's waking up a little bit earlier, even though you already wake up early for work. But if you really want to change your life around, maybe it is having to wake up a little bit earlier. Maybe it's some alone time, being able to just sit outside and just type for an hour and just figure out what your business plan is going to be. We need to learn how to be strategic with our time on the weekends, because if you do work from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, it's going to be so hard for you to kind of create something like that during the week. If you don't have the time, if you're not very good with your time management, then the weekend is the one time that you can actually generate progress 2 days out of the entire week, which is a lot of those. That's still a good amount of days to have the life that you truly want to live. So, but let's say procrastination is just still beating you. Maybe you did plan out that you're gonna eat what you have in the fridge for the weekend, and you did go grocery shopping, and you have enough food for the week, but somehow you're still just procrastinating your start day on losing weight or paying off your debt or whatever. So number 2 is how to beat procrastination before it happens. So speaking of prepping before doing the bad habit, procrastination happens in our most vulnerable state, when we're tired, sluggish, or when there is something more stimulating calling our names versus wanting to write the report or going to the gym. Something else, like scrolling on our phone, checking our DMs, or scrolling on a website to check out their sales, or even eating that dessert. We never procrastinate the fun stuff, just always the stuff that can actually get us to where we want to go. Like my mom used to say growing up, pero la maldad nunca dices no, which translates to, for the wickedness, you never say no, which is true. For all the stuff we crave, we tend to go for the things that are truly evil for our bodies. We go for the cookies, we go for the desserts, we go for the milkshakes, the ice creams, and all that stuff. Like, you really think drowning 10 Coke bottles a day is good for you? No, that's wickedness. That's evil for your body. Maybe for the soul, but the thing about the soul is that the soul lives on forever while our bodies are constantly being broken down. And yes, you're feeding your soul. Yes, you're feeding something inside of you that's like, wow, this is amazing, this is great, and it's going to want more of that. But little does it know that what you're doing is maybe you're feeding your soul, but you're breaking down your body alongside that, because energy cannot be destroyed or created, but your body can be. Your body can be destroyed and it can be created. So your soul doesn't know the difference between that, but you know the difference between that. You know that your soul is in you and it's going to want those amazing feelings, but alongside that, you're also breaking down the body that is helping you create the life that you truly really want. So and your body does not deserve that at all. It doesn't deserve being broken down. It deserves to have the life that you truly want to live. So we have to stop it by catching it before we fall, and switching what we actually procrastinate on. Instead of procrastinating on getting good grades, having your summer body, or having your dream business, procrastinate on the desserts, the doom scrolling, or the bed rotting. We have wasted enough years procrastinating. I wasted 104 weekends to be exact. So I am tired of procrastinating. I want to live life to the fullest and have my dream life. So before we get to the last portion of this video, don't forget to subscribe this channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I need to upload, and follow me on all my social media. I am Natural de Silva. Okay, let's go ahead and get on to the last portion of this video, which is how to stay committed for the rest of the year. So how to stay committed for the rest of the year. If last year you had wasted time on not generating any progress towards your goals, then this is the year you stay committed for the rest of this year. So I have changed my mind by changing the mantra. I went from saying, I don't feel like doing this, to I'm just gonna get it over with anyway. Because when we say I don't feel like doing this, our bodies, our mindset that we currently have, we want to just give in to those type of feelings, because right now we're all about self-care. We're all about giving into doing the bare minimum and getting a reward for it, while saying I'm just gonna get it over with anyways. It has that same tonation, but there's an action behind it. The action and the execution of going after your goals. Yes, I am tired. Yes, I feel sluggish. Yes, I just wish to just sit down and scroll on my phone and just never get up again. I could do all those things. But you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm just going to get it over with, because once it's over, it's done. I don't have to think about it for the rest of the day. And that just makes my life so much more easier. And then not only that, but it just helps me stay committed. It helps me show up, and it helps me stay accountable for my own things, because no one else is going to be accountable for me. I'm going to be accountable for myself. So as much as I want to just eat all the sugar cookies, as much as I want to just scroll on my phone for hours, I'm just going to get it over with anyways, and just film these videos, do the research for my scripts, write out my scripts, and edit all my videos, and then upload them. Like, I'm gonna just do that anyways, because there's nothing else online that's calling me. I'm not missing out on much online. But you know what I am missing out? I'm missing out on all the money that I could potentially make. I'm missing out on all the videos that I could potentially post. I'm missing out on all the time that I will never get back, because like I said, 104 weekends were already wasted. Why would I continue wasting more? All of that time had already been wasted. All of that energy that could have been utilized in a better manner is already done. Like, it's already gone and over with. So instead of just being like, I don't feel like doing this, and just having another repeat of what you've been doing, why not just get it over with? Because, like, how long is it going to take you to go to the gym? Just 1 hour. 1 hour. And once you're done, you get it over with. It's done. It's over. You don't have to keep thinking like, oh, I still got to start going to the gym. I still got to start. I still got to start to go to the gym. I still got to get changed. I still got to log my food. I still got to weigh my food. I still got to start on my report. I still got to start on blah, 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 blah. Instead of just doing it, instead of just already being in the process of it, and then you won't be delaying the start time, and all that's left would be just doing it again the next day. And then the next day you could just say the same thing. I'll just get it over with, because you already started the start date. Now it's just continuing on what you had already started, and then that momentum just gets a lot more easier as you practice that mantra. So if you are watching this on whatever day you're watching this and the weekend is approaching, I encourage you to tell yourself, I'm just going to get it over with for the weekend of writing that report, studying for that test, promoting your business, creating that content, and just get it over with. Because once it's done, and you don't have to think about it anymore. You don't have to look back on it. You will feel so much more happier knowing that you started that specific weekend than 10 years down the line, because you kept saying, I'll just start next weekend. Like, change what you say. Instead of saying, I'll just start next weekend, change it to, I'll just get it over with, because that means that the action's going to happen now, and it's not going to happen in the future, because we're not going to do anything in the future. The future, where the start day is not going to come whenever you feel like having that start day. It's going to start because you're fully in that mindset of, I'm going to start and I'm never going to stop. So you're going to have a so much more better year this year when you learn to master those 3 things. You will have so much to show for yourself by next year, when you can look back at this time and thank yourself for going and never stopping. So once you learn to follow that mantra, then you will absolutely become unstoppable. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and please like, and I'll make sure to make more videos just like this one. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.